This is the award-winning Lee Pitts Live.
Brought to you by Lee Health.
Southwest Florida, welcome back to Lee Pitts Live. We have another edition of the show right now here at Galasanos Children's Hospital, Southwest Florida, Lee Health property. In this show, we'll get a chance to talk to the Chief of Police for the city of Fort Myers, Derrick Diggs. We'll also get a chance to talk to Dr. Cecil Carter. He's the coordinator of the annual Omega Family Health Forum. That's the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. All that's happening on Lee Pitts Live. So keep it locked, and we'll be right back. Southwest Florida is always a thrill to get the leader of the Fort Myers Police Department here on the show. He's been a good friend and partner of the show, and we're just happy to be able to talk to a person who has come here and in less than a year in the job has really done an outstanding job of making the Fort Myers Police Department move towards something that we all can be proud of in the future in just less than a year. Let's bump you in, Chief. That's Chief Derrick Diggs. When I say something that we all can be proud of in the future, what barometers would you look at, Chief Diggs, to say, job well done?
Well, like anything else, first of all, we have to look at community relations. We have to be a police department that has the positive relationships with the community and make sure we get the support of the community, because only way crime is going to go down and stay down is if the police department and the community work together in partnership. So citizen satisfaction, the things and how the citizens helping us in solving crime, supporting the things we're doing, letting us know what's going on in the neighborhood is very, very important. Number two, you always have to look at crime statistics, because bottom line, you have to have the right analytics to determine if you're doing good, bad, whatever. And I'm proud to say that the first 6 months, official UCR reports demonstrates that the crime is going down. We have an 88% decrease in homicides compared to last year. We have almost a 26% decrease in violent crime compared to last year. Our shooting incidents have been reduced by 49% since last year. So on the violent crime side, crime is going down, which is indicative of the fact that we're doing the right things out there in the street to protect the citizens here.
When you say homicide, in my mind, I think of violent, but that's two different things, right?
Well, homicide's a different term. They're used interchangeably, homicides, murders, but basically intentionally taking of a life on another individual.
Okay. And violent crimes wouldn't necessarily take a life, but it could be some violent. It may take a life or it may not, but it still be classified as a violent crime.
Absolutely. You're looking at your aggravated assaults, you're looking at your batteries, you're looking at crimes, felonious use of weapons, so on and so forth. And so that's what we kind of measure the dangerousness of the community.
A two-pronged question. Does the drop in crime at such a, in my estimate, fast rate surprise you? And what do you think contributed to the drop in crime?
Well, I think number one is too soon to tell. I like to give the credit to the officers out there for doing their job the way it's supposed to be done. We've deployed our officers differently. We initiated one of the things I've told you before is our gang unit, our gang suppression unit, that was able to focus a little bit more on the particular individuals, the violent offenders out there that are causing the violence in this community. Hopefully the community support, we demonstrated that we can protect them, and in turn they're starting to see that in their neighborhoods. We get compliments all the time how certain neighborhoods has been the safest that citizens have been in a long time. So hopefully we're doing the right things and heading in the right direction. I know that the work is not done. I know that we have a long road to go, but right now we are heading in the right direction.
What do you want to see happen in the next 2 years?
Number one thing I want to see happen next year is part of my three-prong attack. Number one, continuing to improve police-community relations. We've got to have the support of the community. We got to let the community have them let us know what's going on and feel free to do that. And we'll never keep this community safe unless we have that partnership. So we got to build that partnership, and it's got to get stronger. We're nowhere near where it needs to be. We still have a lot of folks out there that don't trust us, a lot of folks out there that don't want nothing to do with us. And there's a lot of reasons for that, and we'll get into that another time. But that's number one. Number two, we still have to reduce the violence. I mean, you know, we had a lot of violence for this side of the community. The violence was out of sight, and we have to continue to reduce the violence. Another third thing is we got to make sure that in the future we continue down the path of policing this community as a 21st century police organization in a professional manner, using the right strategies, using the right technology, because we have to make sure that and that includes hiring the right officers, training them, giving them the tools they need to do their job, and basically being a professional police organization so that at some point in time in the future, we'll be a model police agency that this community can be proud of. Yeah, the last several years, certain members of this community is very critical of this police department. I understand that. But when we do all the right things, I want to be able to have the community step up for us and say, hey, listen, the past is the past. This is the new blue. This is the new Fort Myers Police Department, and we're proud of them and the way they protect our city. That's
Citizen Satisfactory Report. Talking to the citizens, they feel safer now. Talk about that.
Everywhere I go, I have citizens pulling me aside and in their own way letting me know we're heading the right direction. They're feeling safer. I was just at an event last Friday where a young man came up and introduced himself to me, longtime resident of Fort Myers, 23 years. And he says to me that, you know, now, Chief, we feel that the officers out there and they really are going after the bad guys. They're not messing with everybody. And, you know, that's part of the culture change. That's part of the strategy. We're not there yet. You know, I understand there are places where people still are questioning us and have bad feelings about how they may have been treated in the past. But, you know, we're doing the things we need to do to be that professional police organization.
Earlier you said hire the right people. What does that mean? How does that look?
Well, we have to, one of the things that we're going to be undertaking is...
What is the right person?
The right person is an individual who wants to protect this community but wants to serve this community. And we got to make sure that we bring in the right people that understands what policing is all about and willing to be the type of police officers we want them to be. And we want to also make sure that we diversify our police department so that the department is reflective of the community that it serves. We're going on a major restructuring of how we do our hiring, how we do our training, and how we select our candidates. And that's going to take a major effort. But like anything else, we have to have the right people. It's hard enough as it is right now to get anyone to join the police profession based on the things that happened over several years. You know, the young kids, that's not the job that the young folks are interested in. We got to let them know that this is an honorable profession. This is a way you can give back to the community. We have several strategies we're going to work on, and one of those strategies is trying to make sure we get the young folks in the city of Fort Myers exposed to what public safety is all about and get them interested at a young age. And you know, I call it the pipeline to police. Get these young kids interested in public safety and policing and criminal justice, and then work with them through their grades and through their schooling and everything, so that eventually, when they become 21, we'll get those individuals, men and women, to join the Fort Myers Police Department that are from Fort Myers.
Do you see your PAL program as being one of the components of that, the Police Athletic League?
Absolutely, absolutely. Our PAL program, since the last time I talked to you, has just off the hook. We're getting more kids, we're expanding, we're teaming up with the good folks over there at the Star Center, and we're working together with various segments of the community to make that program go. Our board has expanded with some very progressive ideas, and in the near future you're going to start seeing some very progressive things coming out of our Police Athletic League.
I'm looking forward to that.
I think the very first time I talked to you, we had a little side thing on the show where I started talking about PAL, and you said something to the fact of, you really get in that, something like that, and I do. And the reason I do is because...
Well, I just noticed you perked up when they started talking about the youth.
Absolutely, because you know, I'm a big kid. I would keep telling you that all the time. And but the thing is, it's a very unique way to have our officers connect with the kids and help give the kids some basic skills and some mentoring and some guidance, because it's tough out here. It's tough being a kid out here today. You know, it's not like when you were growing up. Kids are raised different. You know, the parenting situation is different. You know, lack of proper education and all the other social concerns that affect especially the kids in these marginalized communities. And I strongly believe that the police department has a role to play. And I have a old saying that I stick to, that I believe in. Either you deal with the kids today or you'll deal with them tomorrow. And as long as I'm the police chief, we're going to do all we can as a police department to deal with the kids today, so that we can positively help them and guide through some of the problems of life.
How would you describe the support that you've received from the mayor of the city, Randy Henderson, the city council, and the city manager, Saeed Qasemi?
Strong support. Strong support. I'm just so proud and so impressed by the support I've gotten from our city leaders. You know, they basically have supported everything that we're trying to do here, continue to support everything we're doing, and you know, I'm going to count on them for their support in the future, because there's things that we have to do based on the free report and everything else that we have to accomplish in the next several years.
I don't want to spend too much time on the Freed report, but I do want to at least, I don't think you and I have spoken since the Freed report was released. You know, I know that you embraced the Freed report in the sense of looking at the things that were requested that you do to improve the police department in general from that report that did a study on the Fort Myers Police Department. And there were some things that came out that were pretty negative. How have you been managing the Freed report and marrying it into what you're doing?
Well, I'll answer that question very simply. Just last night, I seen a copy of their review, basically of year-to-date review as far as their monitoring and their audit of how we're doing. And probably about 95% of the report is very, very good. I'm very, very impressed with that report. You know, there's 32 recommendations that we have to get within specific tiers and time parameters and stuff, and we're well on our way. We're well on our way, and you're correct. I have embraced that report. Everyone in our police department has embraced that report, and we're working very hard to make sure that we accomplish all those 32 recommendations.
Final question. I noticed, and you may not know I'm looking at all of this, I just take my opportunity to get you on the TV show to do my part, but I noticed that you have been attending over the years since you've been here a lot of community forums, meetings, meet the chief, talk to the chief, community input. You personally go to those things and address questions and concerns. How has that benefited what you are doing today?
Listen, you know, I'm not from here. Okay, I'm from far away from here. And for me to be able to understand the concerns and the issues of the community, I've got to be out there. I've got to be out there, and I got to let the community, in a way, touch me, you know, and hear what some of their concerns are. At the same time, I got to let them know what's going on, okay? I just read off to you, I think, 3 different stats that probably, if you go in some of these communities, the folks would say, I didn't know that, okay? I didn't know that. And so it's about number one, getting to know the community, getting to know what their concerns are. Number 2, let them know, just like coming on your show, the things we are doing. Because there are folks out there, I'm going to say this, and you know, you may not like me saying this on your show, I'm going to get real with you. There are folks in this community that have certain agendas that don't want to see us succeed. And, you know, I can't get into why or anything else, but we work for the community, and we have to protect the community. And, you know, we can't just get diverted by some of these folks that have certain agendas that because of things in the past or whatever. And so I got to get out in the community and let people know what we're actually doing, and we'll continue to do that. And number 3 is it's about communication. How we're going to build the trust. How we're going to have people support us out there if they don't see the chief. So I'm glad you recognize that. I spent a lot of time out there. I was just at an event last Friday, and you know, I was basically told, be there, chief, you know, by one of my strong supporters in the community, and I made time to be there. It's something we're going to do, and we'll be doing it more often.
It's phenomenal. I want to, right here, I mean, you can say anything on this show, by the way. Don't ever think you can't. And it will be on TV. I want to personally commend you and congratulate you on the success that has already happened. The crime rate is down, violent crime is down, homicides are down. This is real. These are statistics. So when we had the bad statistics, we know about them. And those bad statistics did not happen on your watch. On your watch, things are getting better. Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
Okay.
it.
Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back after this break. We talk to Dr. Cecil Carter right here on Lee Pitts Live.